stand before you today to endorse the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, His Excellency Peter Obi. We have carefully evaluated the stances and policies of all the candidates, and I have come to the conclusion that His Excellency Peter Obi is the best choice for our nation.
Occasion, we just make it to endorse Peter Obi by Islamic clerics here in not only in Kano, in the northern part of Nigeria.
There's no religion in politics. We are just focused on integrity and accountability. So all of these characters, all these good behaviors, is His Excellency Peter Obi of Labour Party. He is the one of all of the presidential candidates that has it. So that is why we Islamic preachers, we Northeast, we Northern, we are here to solidarity and endorse to defeat Obi as a President Federal Republic of Nigeria in this coming election.
Suna ci da gumunmu, mu ba yaran kowa bane. Ba za kuma a zo a samu babbar riga ba a samu aljihu. Kawai ana neman wasi.
The biggest problem, and I kept saying this even before election, the biggest weakness and the biggest threat that presidential campaign had was Labour Party. If Mr. Peter Obi had run as an independent candidate, there's no how they would have been able to rig. There is no how. Because it was dependent on party. The party first of all went on. For them to even release this thing, oh yeah, let's be able to impute agents or whatever. That's what they did. They changed everything. They were the biggest threat that we had. They thought even the obedient, they saw the obedient as their enemies. I kept telling them and said, you guys are the ones that are going to be the party in power, not us. They can't think big. Their small-mindedness was the reason why Tinubu was able to rig election. The biggest problem, and I kept saying this even before election, the biggest weakness and the biggest threat that presidential campaign had was Labour Party. If Mr. Peter Obi had run as an independent, the biggest problem, and I kept saying this even before election, the biggest weakness and the biggest threat that presidential campaign had was Labour Party. If Mr. Peter Obi had run as an independent
support beyond your cell, especially that of your party, towards the Osun governorship election, and obedient were very vocal. I call it obedient is as your supporters. That is what they are being tapped. In and out of social media, you could hear that huge support for Peter Obi and the Labour Party. Only if that could materialize to the kind of vote your party could have garnered at that election. How come your party did not perform well in that election? That support did not materialize. Why?
So there was no huge support in Osun as we were going into that election. Let us be realistic. What you saying that people are obedient, you know, Osun election and Ekiti election is the election that have been planned months. I've been in the Labour Party less than 6 weeks. The candidates that emerged months before I even got involved. The elections were on then and everything, so there was no way that would have translated overnight. 2023 election is totally different. I remember election these days, people are now voting for candidates, for the persons involved. I had been to Ekiti, for example, before the election, and campaigned for the PDP candidate. I had been to Osun before, when I was the aspirant in PDP, and campaigned for the PDP candidate. So, those elections cannot be used to compare for anything. And there was, yes, I went there because we are participating in that election, and in fulfillment of our obligation, we were there. But to say that it would have, my popularity would have translated overnight would have been not fair to us.
If there is a possibility to align forces with Atiku Abubakar, would you take that chance?
So nobody goes into a match thinking of what will happen at the end of. Everybody's going there to win. I'm going into this contest to win. I'm going into the contest to be the next president of Nigeria. So thinking about what will happen is, I don't know how, nobody considers that into a match when you're saying it might be a draw. You're going into it to win. I'm going into this election to win, and then I think I have all it takes to win.
Peter Obi might be the next president of Nigeria. If that is what your mind is telling you, you think that you have what it takes to beat an Atiku Abubakar or Bola Tinubu at the general elections?
Well, for me, I wish I will not even do well or comment about what they are thinking. My concentration is how to solve the problem of Nigeria. How to start pulling Nigeria out of the problems, pulling Nigerians out of poverty, creating jobs for our teeming youths who are desirous of being part of changing the world, not thinking about what other people are thinking. They have what they want to do for Nigeria. But my commitment is how do we start turning around this country. There's so many issues now that we're into. Say, as you can see, we're collapsing by the day. Do you know what it means to shut down government-owned school in the capital? That means we're not safe anywhere any longer. This should be a preoccupation of those of us who are contesting, not about other issues.